Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie Gaming and welcome back to our Skyrim Let's Play. You find us here, outside of Windhelm, and ready to finally join the Stormcloaks. I've been promising this for a while. I kept getting sidetracked with different factional quest lines with the main story, but we reached a cutoff point and now we're here. I'm excited to begin the Civil War quest line, and I intend to play this one all the way through, start to end.
No secret.
And then afterwards we'll maybe return to the main quest line or, some other stuff. We've got lots to do. So let's enter Windhelm. We just picked up that miscellaneous quest. That will begin the Dark Brotherhood quest line, for those that don't know. I don't intend to do that, but maybe we could. Apologies for the late upload, everybody. I was busier than usual last week, and the time sort of got away from me. Didn't manage to fit a recording session in, so I'm trying to get this up as quickly as possible. Apologies for, I guess this is going to be a day or two late, but we should be back on track next week, alright? Okay. Aventus is over there. We should hear a conversation about him here.
What everyone is saying. That Aventus Aretino is doing the Black Sacrament?
Yes, small child, it is true. Why did I go up this way? This is... there we go. We can still get to the main hall. Just a bit of a roundabout route? Roundabout? What does that mean? Alright, here we go. Palace of the Kings. We've talked about the Civil War factions before, the Imperials and the Stormcloaks.
Won't give us a straight answer.
How both of them suck for separate reasons.
He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of. I'm not gonna justify joining the Stormcloaks at this point. We've talked about it before. I think they're interesting, etc., etc.
On the White Run. And what would you have me do? If he's not with us, he's against us.
Uh-oh.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
We've got a conversation going on.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
Alright, I've heard enough.
So we're ready.
I'm here to join.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you?
Well, to be fair, your hall is completely open, so anybody can just waltz in. But actually, you might know me. I was at Helgen.
Ah, yes. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken.
As were you. What's better should be... I don't know if... does Ulfric even remember Ralof? Let's make our pitch instead. Look, I was set free. I could have gone anywhere. And I have gone many places since then, but regardless, I came here to fight the Empire.
A fair point. Well, you've come to the right place then. Speak with Galmar. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they made it out of Helgen.
True.
Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past, and you fight for me with honor and integrity. We'll welcome you into our ranks.
Alright.
Guide you. I still say you should take them all out like you did Dead King Torrig.
Dead King. Alright, Galmar.
Helgen, huh? Ulfric told us quite the story. If you made it through all that, you're likely worth something to me. But first, tell me, why the Breton want to fight for Skyrim?
The Nords are a bit racist, but that is a fair question. This is a struggle for sort of national liberation. I'm not from here, though maybe I could be from here. And you know what, that's the point I'm gonna make. I think... I'm not gonna be accusatory, nor am I gonna just aim directly at the Empire. I'll make the argument, you know what, Skyrim is home to more than just the Nords. I feel some sort of kinship to this place too.
Fair enough. But are you willing to die for your home?
That's why I'm here. I want to join.
All right. But before I can put you to use, I need to know how much you can take. I have a little test for you.
Alright. I can handle anything you throw at me.
That's what I like to hear. So long as you can back up those words with steel. I'm sending you to Serpentstone Island. If you survive, you pass. If you die, well, you weren't going to be much use to me anyway.
What's that Serpentstone Island?
It's where men have tested their metal for ages. It's a strange rock formation built by the ancients. Something about that place attracts the ice wraiths. You kill an ice wraith out there, and I have all the proof I need about you.
Alright. I'll do it. I'm off to kill that ice wraith. I'll be back soon.
We'll see about that, won't we? We're ready when you are.
I mean, I know this is a very difficult quest for your average grunt.
We can take the city without imagine blowing up an entire.
But, fortunately, I'm not an average grunt. I've made it all the way through the companions.
Unwanted gear.
I've made it all the way through the College of Winterhold. I've killed plenty of ice wraiths before, so I'm absolutely qualified to do this. Even if I am being sort of set up for failure, well, I'm ready. Look at that, way up north. Imagine sending a grunt, just a regular enlisted soldier, or a soldier who wants to enlist, all the way up to the barren and freezing north to go kill an ice wraith. Jesus. Okay, so back to the Stormcloaks and the Imperials, right? I think both factions have their issues. The Imperials are imperialists, which I'm not a big fan of. And the Nords are, you know, homegrown freedom fighters, but they're also xenophobic and racist, which isn't great at all. But I think the Stormcloaks are interesting, and I can't help but empathize with that sort of independent freedom fighting, you know, mountain people. I mean, I was born in Scotland after all. There's some connection there. Of course, the Nords are more based on the Nordic peoples. I feel a bit of kinship though. Also, you know, I'm thinking about my character, and I mean, we're not really role-playing much. What do we have? I can see there's some sort of enemy over there. Can't tell what it is. And I'm not entirely sure who our character here would side with. A dragon! Great. Would he go Imperial? Would he go Stormcloak? I suppose that depends on his life experiences. I mean, a Breton could go either way, really. Maybe they would tend towards Imperial, but, you know, if he's someone who has spent a lot of time in Skyrim, maybe he does call Skyrim home, then you could easily imagine him fighting with the Nords. I don't know. Random blood dragon. You want to fire breath me? I'll fire breath you. How about that? Don't worry, Lydia. This guy's gonna be a piece of cake. There you go. Right, just make sure to load in once you land. I mean, these dragon fights are pretty simple. You know, you just keep hitting them, and then if they try and fire breath you or frost breath, or you basically breath weapon you just bash their head in with a shield or whatever weapon you're using. Okay, we're almost over encumbered. I'm gonna give those bones and scales to Lydia.
I'm right behind you.
And I realized after last time that now maybe we didn't do things in the correct order, because now I have an Elder Scroll on me, which I believe is 20 pounds. Or are we dealing in pounds here? The carry weight doesn't give any indication. I'm assuming pounds, maybe. But basically, the Elder Scroll is heavy, and we have it on us. And now we're going to have to carry it with us through this entire quest line. So maybe that wasn't the smartest idea, because we're going to be more encumbered than necessary, but that is the way we've gone about things. But as I was saying, it's a, you know, pretty simple fight against a dragon. We have to try and get down here without dying. So I'm going to save, and maybe it's best to go around that way. Skyrim has never really been known for its combat, you know? Especially its combat against big monsters. It's not really a game that's oriented in that direction. I mean, if you want that, go and play, like, Monster Hunter, right? But that does make me think. I was watching the recent PlayStation showcase, you know, where they show off all the new games that are coming out for the PS5, I guess. I suppose now we're a couple years into the PS5 generation. I don't have one. But they showed, I think it was Dragon's Dogma 2. I was like, oh, that looks exciting. That's fun. I played a bit of the original Dragon's Dogma. I think it was, what is it? Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen or something? That literally jump scared me. What on earth is going on here? I don't know what this... I'm gonna take the dagger. Rundi's dagger. Is that a... What is that? I'm not sure what this encounter is. Or I guess it's not really an encounter. Looks like he was trying some sort of ritual? Some sort of frost-related ritual. And he's ended up dead on the ground. Frosted over. I just got blasted by another frost rune, and I can see a third one, which I'm going to avoid. You know, trying to not get myself killed from random environmental things. But I played a bit of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, I believe that's what it was called. But really not too much. Really not much at all, though. What I played I thought was pretty fun. Really watching through the PlayStation Showcase, I mean, there were a couple of good-looking games, you know. But the one that really, and kind of the only one that really caught my attention, apart from, I mean, there was Dragon's Dogma 2, and then there's the announcement that I guess they're remastering some of the Metal Gear Solid games, but without Kojima, so that's a little weird in my opinion. The thing that really caught my attention was the new Spider-Man game. I don't know about y'all, but I really enjoyed the PS4 Spider-Man and then Spider-Man Miles Morales. You know, I've been a big fan of sort of the Spider-Man character since I was a kid. It's sort of faded in recent years, but especially as a kid I loved Spider-Man. And, you know, I remember playing the old Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. I loved that game. You know, you have a variety of Spider-Man games that have come out throughout the years, some better than others, but I thought they did a real great job with the two PS4 Spider-Man games. I had a good time with them. And so, maybe they'll mess it up with the new one, but I have some faith that I think they could do a pretty good job with the series. And the trailer looked pretty cool in my opinion. I mean, we got a good look at Kraven. Now that's a pretty exciting villain. I guess Connors is in the new game. We got a good look at the black suit, the symbiote suit. So I was like, okay. Looks like you can switch between Peter and Miles. So, I mean, that's the thing that got me excited for sure watching the PlayStation Showcase. Though, I mean, I don't know, but my guess is that it's only coming out for PS5. Because at a certain point in the new console generation, you know, at a certain point they move on from making things for 2 generations and just focus on one. I feel like we're probably reaching that point where they stop making games for the PS4 and solely focus on the PS5. That would be my guess, at least. We have a bunch of bandits here, I guess. Oh, interesting. A shipwreck. Which means, if they are making it only for the PS5, even if it comes out, I won't be able to play it until I get myself a PlayStation 5. Which seems like an unnecessary expense. But if they start releasing a bunch of great games for it, then maybe I will, Once I have a little more capital on hand. The Chief. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. This guy's whooping my ass. What the hell's going on? He's blocking all my attacks and, you know, keeps hitting me. Let's summon an Atronach and then get back in. What? That seemed kind of out of nowhere in my opinion. Alright, well, that's fine. That's what happens in Skyrim sometimes. You feel like... I've said this before. We're at a... I don't know, like master difficulty or something. I forget, one of the top difficulties. But when you turn the difficulty up in Skyrim, it doesn't make the game more difficult. That fight wasn't challenging. It just means that your enemies become sponges that absorb a lot of damage, and you take fewer hits to die. That's it. I don't know why it keeps doing this. Maybe I've altered some setting, but now I feel like whenever I would die, it would load up my most recent quick save, but now it just reloads the last, like, autosave. I'm used to it now, but every time it would happen, I would panic like, oh no, I haven't saved for that long? No, it just doesn't want to load my quick saves for some reason or another, but, you know, the difficulty in Skyrim is not a particularly difficult game, right? I mean, the combat is not very complex, it's just, you keep hitting. And so, unsurprisingly, when you turn the difficulty up, it doesn't, you know, alter the mechanics of the game. It just makes it so that the only indicators of difficulty that do exist are ramped up, aka the damage done to you and the amount of damage enemies can handle. So, it is what it is. Sometimes it feels a little annoying when, you know, you die in like 2 hits, when it feels a little ridiculous. Like, random bandit chief tanking so much damage, and then I can only take, I guess, like, yeah, okay. I can only take like 2 hits from this guy, so I'm better off just playing it cautious. Hey, can you get in here, Lydia? Well, not my house, Carl, but, you know, come on. There we go. Oh, that is... Oh, let's harvest his blood. I totally forgot about, you know, we got that blood harvester in our last mission. Now we're supposed to go around harvesting elf blood. And the definition of elf in Skyrim, I guess, includes Orsimer and some sort of traditionally non-elven races. So, I'm sure we'll naturally get to that. Although, we got that as part of the main quest line, but as I talked about last time, it broke off into 2 separate... two separate quest lines. One continues to be the main quest line, and one is just a Daedric quest, so... If we wanted to do the, I believe it was Hermaeus Mora Daedric quest, then we have to harvest all that blood. But, like I said, I think it'll naturally happen over time. And imagine if this was, wasn't Skyrim and was actual real life. And, you know, I mentioned earlier how sending a recruit to do this is pretty ridiculous. You can think about that again. You know, what sort of recruit would survive this? Fighting all these wild animals, these bandits, and... even more so, having to somehow get to this absolutely frigid northernmost point of the map. I don't even know how... I mean, I guess realistically you would have to take, like, a rowboat, though it'd be difficult to navigate these waters, though, and a small boat wouldn't be... You'd still be able to do it. I mean, obviously you wouldn't swim like I'm doing now. You would be dead very quickly from the freezing cold waters. And then not to mention the fact that we have to kill an ice wraith. Very easy for us, but just imagine a normal recruit. That has got to be a deadly encounter. I mean, we couldn't even get past the bandit chief, you know? But dying to that bandit chief does remind me that we probably need to upgrade our armor. We're using the Blades armor right now. We can make Orcish armor, and I'm pretty sure Orcish armor would be better than what we have right now, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Look at that. Ice Wraith was easy as hell. Way easier than the Bandit Chief. What stone do we have here? Oh, Serpent Stone. Interesting. Not really one of my favorite stones. As you can see, you basically get this... You know, once a day, those under the sign of the Serpent can use a ranged paralyzing poison on enemies. You know, any of the stones that are a once-a-day effect, I feel like that's not... I mean, they could be fun, but you already have so much magic and a bunch of different powers in Skyrim. Do you really need to add one with a stone? When you could choose stones that improve magicka, absorption, skill increases, that sort of stuff. You know, and those are far more unique advantages. Anyway, back to the city, back to Windhelm. Love it when you open a door in Skyrim and you just pull it towards yourself and then you go, whoops, it needs to open inwards. Just like real life. And the same conversation is continuing. They've been debating this for more than a day.
I
don't like to interrupt, but I'm gonna.
Damn the
You're
Jarls.
alive. I owe Ulfric a drink. I have to admit, I didn't think we'd be seeing you again. I misjudged you. You're definitely Stormcloak material. It's time we made this official. You ready to take the oath?
So, as we know, we were set up for failure. That was pretty obvious from the beginning. It doesn't bother us, because we're so much more powerful than this, but Galmar did also reveal that Ulfric had a bit of faith in us. I mean, I'm gonna ask the obvious question, so are you saying you sent me out there to die?
Not at all. That was as much a test of your abilities as it was your resolve. I wasn't sure your heart was in it, but you've proven me wrong, and I respect that.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if we're done being sentimental, it's time for you to take the oath.
I mean, I wouldn't call that sentimental, but whatever. Oath?
Before you're one of us, you must swear fealty to Jarl Ulfric Stormcloak, future High King of Skyrim. You must also pledge unswerving loyalty to your fellow Stormcloaks, to Skyrim, and to her people.
Will do. Alright, we're gonna do it. We're about to join the Stormcloaks. I'm ready to take the oath.
That's the spirit. By swearing this oath, you become one of us, a hero of the people, a true son of Skyrim, a Stormcloak. Repeat after me. I do swear my blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak.
Alright, feels like I should raise one hand up. Well, I ain't putting my hand on the Bible or nothing. I do swear my blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak.
Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim.
Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim.
As Talos is my witness, may this oath bind me to death and beyond.
As Talos is my witness, may this oath bind me to death and beyond. Well, that's quite a binding. Quite a commitment.
Even to my lord, as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
Even to my lord, as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
Now
Woo.
you're one of us, which
We've
means
joined.
you get to tag along on a little trip with me.
Great.
Oh, and here. You're a Stormcloak now. You ought to look the part.
Another random factional set of armor that we really don't need, and that you can pick up from a variety of corpses. Okay. What's the mission?
I have found the final resting place of the Jagged Crown.
Failed. Join the
Can you
Imperials.
believe it?
Oh, really?
Well, I'm almost certain. We're headed to Corvinjune, but if old King Borgus is indeed buried there, we're bound to run into trouble of some kind. Your fellow Stormcloaks are already assembling outside the tomb. I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished up here.
Sir. Yes, sir. I do feel I should ask, though. What is the Jagged Crown?
Have you not heard that ancient verse? Maw unleashing rays of snow, of dragons from the blue brought down, births the walking winter's woe,
The High King in his jagged crown.
Going way
Nice.
back to King Harald's time, or even before, the High King always wore the jagged crown. It was the symbol of his might and power. The crown is made from the bones and teeth of ancient dragons.
Whoa.
And it is said to contain a portion of the power of every king who has worn it. True or not, who would dare deny Ulfric's claim when the legendary jagged crown sits upon his brow?
All right, let's go do it.
Man the moot.
Can you move, Lydia?
And
Thank
damn the moot! We should risk letting those milk drinkers put
you. We could stay and listen, but it seems a little tedious, frankly. So, we've joined the Stormcloaks. If I was there IRL, probably not a choice I would make. I'd probably keep myself out of it, frankly, but, we're the Dragonborn, and, well, as we know, since we know how the main story is going to go, oh man, great, we're going to have to march through the mountains to get there. We have to get involved in the Civil War at some point, and rather than play the centrist option, which is kind of boring, I always would rather play one of the quest lines. We went with the Stormcloaks. Look, this is Skyrim. It's not Fallout New Vegas. The factions are not amazing. It doesn't necessarily paint a morally complex picture where you can develop different reputations with different factions and etc, etc. Nah, that's not how it goes. It's Skyrim. It's a lot more simple than that, so I'm not even really going to worry about it, though of course I will have plenty of commentary on the Civil War as we play through it. What do you want? Who? What? Just a random unarmed wood elf. What are you doing, my friend? This is a suicide mission for you. Okay. Ooh, let's harvest his blood! Brilliant. Is there any indication of why you just charged me? Oh. Okay. I'm guessing the implication is that it was the skooma. He was high out of his mind. Maybe, or maybe not, I don't know. But we have sworn fealty to the Stormcloaks. Until death and beyond. We're a bit of an honorary Nord at this point. I mean, I imagine that the Stormcloaks are made up of primarily Nords. Of course, Skyrim is inhabited by the Nords and other peoples, but this is a bit of a... let's avoid the giants. A bit of a Nord nativist movement, and we've seen, in Windhelm in particular, the sort of discrimination that the Nords can levy against other peoples. There's the racial incident against the Dark Elf woman. But now we, as a Breton, have joined. Wayne on Stones. Sounds really familiar. Come on, another Ice Wraith. 2 Ice Wraiths, actually. Y'all don't stand a chance. I missed. I was trying to fire breath them, and I missed. Come on. There you go. The only thing about Ice Wraiths is that they can be so damn hard to smack. So you just gotta wait for them to regain a bit of health, and then turn around, and then you kill them. Wayne and Stone sounds very familiar. Ooh, Shrine of Talos. Seems appropriate. Let's activate it. Not to mention, if I remember correctly, the Blessing of Talos is related to your shouts, which seems fairly appropriate for the Dragonborn, Oh, okay. What is going on here? Is there nothing to do? Alright, well, I'm not quite sure what is to be done here. Though the title of the location does sound rather familiar, but let's continue forward towards this crown, though. I suppose nowadays, especially with all the dragons I've killed, I could probably forge another crown made out of dragon teeth and bones and scales and such. I mean, it's kind of... Actually, I know Lydia has some dragon bones and scales on her at the moment. It's kind of funny to think that at this point we've killed... Goodness, well, you know what? We can actually... 9 dragon souls? Yeah, about a dozen dragons. And we have sold all of their scales and bones. Imagine that. Most of them to the shopkeepers of Whiterun. One day, the dragons emerge, and then from that point onwards, periodically, we just arrive selling them a bunch of dragon scales and bones. In fact, they have a monopoly on the market because I basically only sell them to Acadia and Bellathor. Anyway, here's our little troop, so let's get started. Hey, Riloff!
Join up. Great news. We'll take back Skyrim together, eh?
Woo!
I'm glad I'll have you beside me in there. This place chills my blood, and I don't care who knows it.
Alright, alright. I also gotta say about joining the Stormcloaks, it is also just force of habit for me. And part of that force of habit is when I first played all those years ago as a child, you know, Ralof is like a homie. I mean, Hadfar is alright. He's not necessarily the one who advocates to kill us, but he sends us to the chopping block. And so for me, as a child at that point, I was like, I'm gonna go with Ralof then. Screw Hadvar. And Ralof seems like a pretty cool guy. And so that, you know, leads one after the other to the Stormcloaks eventually, and just force of habit, I usually do the Stormcloaks now. Anyway, it's good to see him. Good to see Ralof. Ralof, what the hell are you talking about?
These old ruins. My father always told me to stay away from them. Good advice, I'd say. But never mind all that. We've got a job to do, and nothing's going to stand in our way.
Alright. You can hear a dragon in the background, by the way. That's always nice. Okay. Are we going then? Has the game glitched? What is happening?
I have to admit, this is more fun than I thought it'd be.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try and approach the site. Oh, we're supposed to meet Galmar? What's happening? Ah, there we go.
Hail, Galmar.
Just a little Skyrim glitch, you know how it is.
Cold as the inside of an ice wraith. That and some Imperials are camped out around the entrance, staying nice and warm around their fires.
Imperials? Well, if they're keeping themselves comfortable, let's slip in and send them to their graves that way.
Oh my.
What's the Legion doing here? Damn Imperial spies! Well, should be fun for us at least. They don't seem to know we're here yet. Ready to spill some Imperial blood for Skyrim?
Hell yeah. It's also kind of funny that I am literally the Dragonborn, and yet I have not revealed that to the Stormcloaks. I'm pretty sure if I did, they would be very pleased to see me. I mean, you've got Ulfric and the Dragonborn as a duo. That's pretty unstoppable. But let's go get him.
That's what I like to hear.
Let's go get him. Alright, we begin our quest to retrieve
Listen up.
the Jagged
Those
Crown.
Imperials aren't here by coincidence. Their spies must have found out we know about the crown.
Pep talk.
They don't want us to have it, but they won't stand in our way. I know some of you are ex-Legion and may know men on the other side.
Really?
But remember this. They are the enemy now, and they will not hesitate to kill you. Keep your wits about you, and watch your shield brothers back. Ulfric Stormcloak is counting on us to bring him back that crown. That's exactly what we're going to do. Follow me, quickly and quietly now.
I mean, we've got a group of 5, and apparently some of them are ex-Legion. I hope that's not representative of the entire Stormcloak army, because that would be a lot of I want to say ex-Legionaries, but ex-Legion soldiers who are part of the Stormcloaks for some reason. I mean, you know, you could imagine it here and there, but like 1 or 2 of 5? That's a high percentage. Maybe this group is disproportionate. We've also got ourselves a pretty small strike force here. I mean, I'm critiquing this sort of in lore. The actual reason is that, you know, this is just how Skyrim is. I guess Bethesda can't really marshal the resources to make a lot of the Civil War scenes feel, you know, more grand in scale. And so, you know, don't get your hopes up too much. You're gonna say something?
That's the way I like it. Short and bloody. They never do what hit them. But do not make the mistake of underestimating the Legion. Plenty of them are Nords, same as us.
Mm-hmm.
We had the advantage of surprise this time, Things won't be so easy from here on out.
Got it.
Enough talk. Let's go kill some Imperials.
Basically, don't get your hopes up with the Civil War if you haven't seen it before. Like most things in Skyrim, the big grand battles are a little disappointing. You know, Bethesda didn't really make a cinematic game with Skyrim.
Be careful.
Alright, let's go. Let's go whoop some Imperial ass. Oh, man. I'm yawning, man. Thing is, if we're just facing a bunch of regular Imperial soldiers, I can just go in there, start swinging my sword around, and no problem at all defeat them. But yeah, in lore, this is obviously sort of a ridiculously small force to send to retrieve this extremely important artifact. I mean, I'm not sure how grand a scale this battle's supposed to be, as in, I don't know what the population of Skyrim is, nor how many Imperial troops are garrisoned there, nor how many soldiers the Stormcloaks have, but sending five troops, plus Galmar, plus myself. Not that many. We also had a bit of a level up. We already had a spare perk point, I believe. One of those perk points should go towards smithing. We need to get our smithing up a couple of levels to the point where we can improve magical items.
Perfect spot for an ambush. 10 to 1, they're just waiting for us on the other side.
But there isn't any other way through.
Ah, you sure about that? Then please, be my guest and go strolling on in there. We'll stay here and watch your back. Not so sure. Oh, then perhaps we should take a moment to look around a little, eh? You there, unblooded.
Me?
See if you can find another way through. We'll charge in to help as soon as we hear fighting.
Alright. I mean, I remember there is another way through. I would be fine with just running through the main entrance and slicing them up. That wouldn't be too much of an issue for me. But we'll take a look for where this other entrance is. Oh, bad. I mentioned this before. I mean, the yawns are more physical than anything. You know, I don't actually feel that tired, but clearly my body is telling me that I'm tired. It's like, hey, I know you still feel pretty energetic, but just want to remind you that you're tired. Like, okay, thanks a lot. Alright, I don't remember how to get through, necessarily.
There may be some way to get through on the level above. Hurry.
I think I just found it. Here we go. Great. Alright, we found a way through. I mean, it wasn't really much of an ambush, was it? They were all sort of around the room, sure, but this isn't too different than if we just ran through the hallway. I mean, if I had snuck, I could have gotten the element of surprise. Whoops, sorry, Galmar. Sorry, buddy. Damn you, Imperials.
Careful, boys. There's bound to be more up ahead.
Alright. Surely. And also, you think about it. I mean, I know the Stormcloaks are sort of the underdogs. Oh, here we have some Draugr. But we have sent, I guess if you include the whole party, 7 Stormcloaks.
What in the nine hoods is that?
Draugr. Ain't you ever seen one?
Yeah, you never
before?
seen a Draugr?
No, and I'm not sure I'm better off for it now neither.
Steady. A few dusty bone walkers aren't going to stop us any more than the Imperials could. We are not leaving until we get what we came for.
Yes.
Now let's keep moving.
We sent 7 people. And we must have fought, like, I don't know, 20, 30 Imperials already? They've got way more people just stationed in this tomb. And we encountered our first Draugr. Seems like Draugr are sort of fairly well known amongst amongst the population? Oh, more bodies. Imperials and Draugrs. They've been at each other's throats. Oh shit. I mean, if there's even Imperials alive, they must be holding their own against the Draugr to a certain extent. What's through here? Zoom. Random Imperial got stuck. We're faster than that. Sorry, buddy. Give me your gold. Had to turn the lever in case Lydia decided to run through, which she did.
A hall of stories. We must be getting close now.
Nice.
Oh, I've heard of this. They say these walls show the history of the ancients built this place.
Too bad we can't read these carvings. Who knows what secrets we'd uncover?
One thing at a time. We're here for the crown. Any of these carvings show a crown?
I mean, what do you mean you can't read the carvings? It's images.
Looks like this is as far as
You don't need to read it, you just need to interpret it.
Even if one of these pictures tells us where the crown is, I'm betting we're going to have to find a way through that door.
Yeah, it's the claw.
See what you can figure out on
Oh, don't worry, we have lots of experiences with claws. That was the ebony claw. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to read the carvings, you just need to examine them. Maybe a scholar would help, but anybody can do it. Alright, fox, butterfly, dragonfly.
Looks like some kind of claw from a statue. I wonder what it's used for.
Alright, and we need the fox at the top. Yeah, watch this, guys. I know how to handle these doors. I'm just as much a Nord as anybody, even though I'm ethnically bred. I know more, I mean, honestly, my character knows more about these tombs than probably, I don't know, most, if not any, living person in Skyrim. Maybe there's some sort of ancient scholar who knows more about them, but I feel like my character's done more digging around in these ancient Nordic tombs than anybody. Oh, this feels like a setup. Look at all these coffins. They're about to pop open. I betcha.
Spread out and see what we've got. Unblooded, do what you do best. See if we can find some way to get that gate open.
That's so funny. Do what you do best. I've got a reputation now for opening doors, finding secret passages. That's kind of hilarious.
How's it going, Unblooded? Find anything?
Felt like I should trigger that trap. Oh, hey! It wasn't a trap. It was a way through. Oh, wow. It wasn't a way through. It was a reward. Okay, so there's spikes that want to trigger, and then there's this lever. I don't know if opening the chest is going to trigger them, but whatever. Oh, nice. Yeah, okay. There you go. There you go. What does this do? As expected, it closes the door. I don't know. Look. I didn't know if the lever would unlock something else in the other room. I thought it was worth trying. Now, if that was me in real life and I just pulled the lever, which started shutting the door again, I would launch myself out of there in panic, thinking, oh no, I've just trapped myself in here. What have I done? What have I done? Wow, I see a lever right there. Or a handle, I should say. Let me try this chest first. Ooh, an orcish sword. We're not going to use that, though, because we have Dawnbreaker, so we'll just improve that. I'm still waiting for that ambush. There we go. There we go. Galmar, great as general since Napoleon, everybody says. Or field commander, I don't know what exactly he is. What? Why are you running away? A cowardly Draugr? Who's ever heard of such a thing? There you go. Get out of here.
That's the last of them. Come on, let's see what's down this way.
Alright, let's go. Into the crypt.
Oh,
Sorry, Lydia. Maybe just walk around me next time, perhaps? Oh, here we are. Here we are, everybody. Where's Galmar? Give your spiel.
Must be around here somewhere. Spread out and keep your eyes open.
Yeah, it must be around here somewhere. It's right there. I can see it. Yeah, there's also a... Oh, shit. He stood up. We got a Draugr Death Lord. I didn't expect him to get up so suddenly. I was like, alright, Galmar's gonna say something, and that's gonna trigger this whole thing, and etc, etc. Nope. He just stood his ass right up. Alright, there you go. Oh wow, I'm flanked by Scourges. Look at that. The Jagged Crown. 58 armor. Let me see my current superior helmet. 52! Goodness. I'm gonna take that. Give that to Lydia. He was loaded. Absolutely loaded. Alright, well that was easy enough. The thing is, whenever you have usually a Draugr rising from oftentimes a coffin, it gives you a big opportunity to just wail on them. And you get a massive advantage in that battle. I do believe we have to turn the crown back in though, unfortunately. Even though I would love to keep it.
Get to this town with the crown as quick as you can. Tell Ulfric he owes me a drink.
Got it. Will do.
Stick around here for a while and see if we can find anything else useful.
Alright, I'm gonna unlock this damn chest. I can hear there's a word of power around here somewhere. I don't remember what it is. I mean, I only remember very few words of power. The ones that you find. Wow, a glass mace. What is going on? Look at all the loot we're finding. I only remember where the word of powers that you find every time and the most important ones are. Ooh. Yoink. There you go. Second level of slow time. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's go and return this thing to Ulfric. Our first successful quest for the Stormcloaks. We also have some extra loot, some dragon scales and bones to sell. A lot of good stuff. A level up, I would say, all in all, this was a successful quest. Not to mention, we actually did recover the crown, which has a very high, I almost said AC, that's D&D, very high armor rating? What is it called in Skyrim? Armor rating, yeah. Armor rating, armor class, which is AC. Same thing, basically. Alright, let's fast travel our asses back to the city, back to Windhelm, and go straight to Ulfric. Tell him what he wants to hear. Alright, back into the palace. This time the door opened towards us, but it did let us in, so interesting little variation there. It's always a guessing game what you're gonna get. Hello, High King.
The Empire's ravenous hunger for Skyrim's silver makes them fierce. But rest assured, we'll win the Reach and wrest it from their greedy paws.
What a cocky way to bring him the crown. Here's the Jagged Crown. I believe you owe Galmar a drink.
Damn him. That old bear was right. Did you run into any trouble?
But we didn't lose a lot of good men, did we? I don't think we lost anybody. I'm gonna go with the, nothing I couldn't handle.
That's the spirit. I'll get all the details from Galmar when he gets back. Now then, I'm glad you're here. I have a message I need delivered to the Jarl of Whiterun.
Oh?
Deliver this axe to Balgruuf the Greater.
Balgruuf the Greater? Okay. Should I say anything to him?
Men who understand each other often have no need for words.
Okay, based alpha male.
There are but a few simple truths behind one warrior giving another his axe. Balgruf will know my meaning.
Okay, it's a Sigma male greeting that I just don't understand. Alright, understood.
Keep your wits about you. The Jarl of Whiterun is known for his temper.
They seem nice to me. Alright, there you go. We completed the Jagged Crown questline, our first Stormcloak quest, and now we've been sent on another quest to go and give this axe to the Jarl of Whiterun.
I'm telling you,
Whiterun.
I heard it. How
A city that I often go back to. It's sort of my base of operations. I know I have literally a house, but Whiterun's where I always go to sell my goods, disenchant, alchemy, all that sort of stuff. I head back to Whiterun. So let's see how it goes. I hope peace is maintained between the cities, but y'all shouldn't get your hope up, I'll put it that way. Alright, we're gonna end this episode here. Goodness, need to clear my throat. We've begun the Stormcloak questline. We will be continuing. Like I said, we're going to play it from beginning to end, and then we'll probably move back on to the main story. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you did enjoy this one, then hey, leave a like, subscribe. If you hit that notification button, you'll get a notification whenever I release a new video. They usually come out each weekend. I was a little late on this one. Once again, I apologize for that. But we should be hopefully back on schedule by next weekend. I am actually busy this upcoming week, but ideally we'll be back on schedule. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well out there, and I'll see you all again next time.